let me ask you something. What are the days that you remember, or just a period of life, where you felt your absolute best? Maybe it was spending time with friends. Maybe it was working towards something. Maybe it was working towards a goal. Maybe it was going on a vacation with people that you love. What are the days that you want to feel the most again? I was watching the Chris Williamson podcast with Alex Hormozi on it, and that's when they asked this question. I really had to pause for a second and really think, what were the days that I had the most happiness and I felt the most fulfilled? The days that I want again. What did those days look like? For me, it was a period of my life where I was working towards a big goal, or just working in general towards a better life. It was spending time with friends. That was a big one. And then I think my last one was spending time with family. So basically, spending time with loved ones and working towards a big goal for myself. And everyone will have different answers to that question. Like, yours is going to be different than mine probably. But I think this question, if you can answer this question, it genuinely kind of makes you realize what you think your purpose is. Kind of helps you realize what you want to pursue. Because whatever the days that you want the most again are most likely the days that you want to live for the rest of your life. Sometimes we move through life without asking ourselves why these moments felt the way they did, why they felt so fulfilling to us in the time. And I want you to understand that those days stand out for a reason. The time that you thought of, you probably thought of instantly. I know I did. I thought of the time where I felt the best instantly, that I wanted to feel again instantly. And those days stand out for a reason. Something about them connected deeply with who we are as a person. Like I said, with purpose. It probably aligns with what you want to do with your life. And it's wild to me how those seasons that felt the happiest to me now, that feel the happiest to me now, that I want to relive again, those seasons at the time actually kind of sucked. Like, that period of my life that I was talking about, I was pushing myself every single day. I was grinding hard, working my ass off, sweating my ass off. I lost a lot of weight. But now I actually have a huge connection with that period in my life, and I actually want more of it. And maybe it's because my purpose is just working towards something fulfilling. That's what it's helped me realize already. And I only just saw this question today. If you felt peace when you were disciplined, that probably tells you something about yourself. If you felt happiest around your certain people, that probably tells you something about yourself. And if you felt light when you connected with God, that probably tells you something about yourself. You see, nostalgia is an interesting feeling because a lot of people actually get nostalgia. I get nostalgia all the time of things that I lived in my childhood, things that I used to do with friends, at school, whatever it may be. And for some reason, people think that those moments of nostalgia just disappear and will never come back. And that's why it's nostalgia, because it happened in the past and you're just thinking about it, trying to relive it in your mind. But why not see nostalgia as a reminder of what you can live every day, what you can chase every day, that period of life that you were in? You can do that again now. It doesn't have to be nostalgia. It doesn't have to be something that you think of that you did in the past. It's something that you can do now, something that you can be yourself in now. And maybe that best period of your time was just God's way of showing you what real peace to yourself feels like. Not so you can live in the past all the time with nostalgia, but so you know what to aim for again, what to chase this time, the actual moments where you felt your best, that you want again. That's what you're looking for. You're not looking for the exact moment that you figured out you can bench 225. It was probably that whole period of time where you were growing so much, lifting new weights over and over again. That was probably the time you were looking forward to, not just that specific goal being met. Think about what you used to fill your days with back then. During my period of life where I felt the best, my days were filled with gratitude, discipline, prayer, hard work, and consistency. And I did that over the course of like a year and a half, and that was my favorite period of my life so far. And then thinking about the habits that you do today. Maybe you can replace some of the habits that you do now with some of the things that you used to do back then that made you feel your best. And real quick, I want you to realize that happiness isn't gone from your life completely if that's what you're going through right now. Happiness isn't just gone. It's just being covered by all the noise that you keep bringing in yourself. All the distractions that are keeping you away from your happiness. You still have happiness. You just have to eliminate the distractions that are suppressing it. And like I said, the best days of your life don't have to be behind you. They can be now. And then maybe in the future, you're thinking about how now was the best part of your life. You can relive those moments. Literally. You just have to remember what made you feel that way again. And they probably will bring you back to the same place of when you felt your most purposeful and fulfilled. Okay, that's really all I had in my notes. But yeah, I saw this online earlier today, and I was like really astonished by the concept. It's such a simple question, but if you can answer that question, it literally tells you, like, it literally shoves in your face what your purpose is. And maybe not your purpose fully, but it really shoves in your face what you hold the most value to in your life. It really does. Like, instantly I thought of the times when I was hardworking. Like I said, the period of my life, I thought of the times when I spent with friends, those days where I was just kind of chopping the shit with them, you know, making jokes, laughing. Those days I felt special. And then the times I spent with my family, like a Christmas day. Like a Christmas day is genuinely one of the, like, that whole time, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's, that whole time, that whole period of life is just filled with family and love. And I really, really loved that time in my life. And I don't really know where I was going with that, to be honest. But it just shows, it really slaps you in the face with how obvious the things that you love are if you can answer that question. Like, seriously, just, I encourage you to ask it. Maybe write it down on some paper. If you can't, like, think of it in your brain, try to write down as many things as you can in your paper, and then eliminate to the top 3, for example. And truly, I really think it will point you towards what you find your most purposeful way of life. But yeah, another day of consistency. I really didn't think I was going to make this video because I was out with friends pretty much the whole day. Like I said, I found out that I really loved spending time with friends, and that same day, I tried to relive the moment when I spent time with friends. I did some things, but yeah, it's late. Right now it is 1 a.m. I'm gonna edit the video a little bit. It shouldn't be that hard because I think I did flow pretty well. I hope so. Yeah, if anyone reached this far, let me know what you thought. Maybe write down what your answer to the question might be in the comments. If I do get a comment on the video, I promise I will see it. At least as of right now, as of 10/18/2025, I don't get a lot of comments. So if I see it, if you leave a comment, I'm going to see it. If anyone's watching at this point. Yeah, love you. See you tomorrow.